a little aggressive. But I got to tell you why I picked this one. Wow. Tell you why I picked this one. Because it's Monday, and we never record on Monday. And I feel like I was having a heart attack this morning. And I said, I need something to kickstart my heart. And, of course, this show's going to do it for us. But I did something stupid. This is what I did. I came home late from New York City last night.
It's not you.
And then I was kind of smart. I go, I'm going to ask my wife, does she have dinner for me? And I have no patience. So she answers in 14 minutes. By the time she answered, I had already gone to Five Guys in fucking Hicksville. And I never do this, but I eat a cheeseburger, and I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack the whole night.
Right.
So I deserve it, so that's why this song came out. But, oh, my God, Nikki Sixx and Tommy, they're the greatest. I love Motley Crue. Listen, it's my favorite segment, as you know. We have another guest.
Yep.
And why don't you tell us who it is, because I know you intercepted these beers.
Yeah, well, I just saw Wendy over at Dave's place. And we're speaking to Vaughan, right?
Yeah.
And Vaughan is running the Montauk Brewery, is that correct?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so let's get him on.
Let's get him on. Will, let's get him on. Mr. Vaughan.
Hey, Vaughan.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me.
You're absolutely welcome, man. Pleasure to have you. Your cans are so iconic. You have to understand, we don't plan this as much as people think we might plan this. Like, we learned we were speaking to you about 45 minutes ago. Which is always fun, I think. But I do know your beer, and I love, of course, your town. And I understand you're a long-term resident of Montauk, right?
I am, yeah. Actually, the three of us that founded the brewery, we grew up out here together. We were ocean lifeguards for about 10 years. So we're all born and raised from the town.
That's wonderful.
Vaughan, in my next life, I want to be a lifeguard and then start my own brewery. That would be like a pretty nice layout. Roadmap for my next time.
Other than owning this brewery, I have to say it was the best job I've ever had until now.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Montauk is hotter than ever. You probably have some opinions that maybe it's too hot. I know it's getting Hamptonies. I know there was some issues with kids overriding the place. Hopefully they calm that down. You just want a good, cool ocean feel with. It's going to be tourist, of course, but I know it was overheating for a little while. You have any opinions on that?
Yeah, I grew up here, so I've seen the change through, the last few years. And to be honest, Montauk is very much authentic Montauk in the off season. You come in the fall, the striped bass run, you come in the winter, and it's a very, blue collar town, which really makes Montauk. But the resort aspect of it, all the businesses thrive on those 3-4 months to do a lot of business. And, I welcome it. It's a lot of fun. It's, the best weather, tons of people at the brewery and at the shops in town and at the beach. It's beautiful.
Now, Vaughan, what kind of place do you have? Is there seating? Do you have food? Do you have music? What kind of establishment do you have?
So the brewery is located right in the heart of Montauk. We're about 200 yards north of the Circle, the gazebo in town. And it's very much a beach brewery. So we don't have TVs in there by design. We want people to talk and really, enjoy the beers and the setting that they're in. But we do have outdoor seating. We have a little outdoor patio with big tables, kind of communal tables. And then in the inside, we have our 6 beers on tap that we're constantly rotating. And then all the tanks are in the back of the same building. So when you're in the tasting room, you can smell the brewery and poke your head in and see see what's brewing back there.
Very nice.
If you come up with a way to block cell phone signal in there, then you're really going to have total command of attention to your beer.
I know, right? That's the trick.
Right? But then again, you know how that works. They Instagram your brand. And by the way, I'd like to actually start there with you. I'm a branding guy. I always look at things visually. So before I even get to your amazing beer and the way it tastes and all, I look at the simplistic aspect of your can. And, we've talked to Philbrick last week about canning and Long Island's canning. And we talked a little bit about canning. But the look of this, I love it. It's fresh. It's simplistic. Tell me about it.
Yeah, we really, when we started, we were draft only for, a couple of years there. And when we made the decision that we wanted to go with the cans, we really wanted something that was simple, clean, and kind of screamed Montauk. So we wanted something nautical The color coding really works tremendously. So, a lot of our retailers, if you're at the bar, people are just ordering the blue can or the yellow can or the green can, which you guys have today. So it really functions it's really just simple, works for us, but it just screams the brand, and we're really happy with it.
That's great, Vaughan. So right now we're going to crack open the Driftwood Ale.
Our favorite part again. You hear that crack? Did you hear that?
I heard it. I heard it.
No better sound. Let me get this.
Jealous.
Let me get this corporate Starbucks out of the way. No reason for me to have that, right? Although you'll probably be a public company very soon. All right.
No.
Wait, let's get this too. Kidding. You hear that? Will, you got that?
Oh, I got it.
All right.
Will, I understand. You know Vaughan from this weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty funny actually. I don't know him personally, but I was with his cousin over at Fire Island. We were actually trying to order the beer, and you got to get that going, Vaughan. They didn't have it.
No,
okay.
It's always fun. We're always opening up new accounts, but I love when people are asking for it, because it means we have a lot of accounts that need to get some Montauk.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
Wow. Oh, we have Montauk glasses. This is my favorite day ever. I didn't even know that. Look at that. We matched the glasses this time, Will.
You did a good job. I'm very proud of you.
Driftwood Ale. I never drink ales per se. Everybody knows me, knows I go crazy over the IPAs. I like this. I would drink this all day long. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so the Driftwood Ale was actually, we're such a new company that I don't think we've actually found our flagship beer yet, but I will say that was the first beer that we brewed for commercial consumption. It's an English-style pale ale, so you get kind of a nice roasty, malty finish to it, but it's very balanced. The whole idea behind that is a beer that pairs very well with a multitude of different foods. So seafood, steak, burgers. A lot of our chefs out here, the city, Long Island, and Montauk like to cook with it because it pairs so nicely. It doesn't overwhelm you. It's just a really good drinking beer, but something that a craft beer lover would really enjoy, but something that just the everyday drinker would enjoy as well.
It's very pleasurable. By the way, do you know Chef Blutstein? Is it Blutstein at what is it?
I do. Jeremy Blutstein.
Jeremy. Love that guy. Let me tell you something about that guy. Not only is he really talented and amazing, I haven't eaten there yet, but I did a piece on him with Dan's Papers. The guy has the best Instagram pictures of all time.
Yeah, he's a good friend of ours, a big supporter of the brewery. He was a lifeguard. He's a few years older than I am, but he was a lifeguard for East Hampton Town as well when I was working there.
What a community.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Tell us about the second beer, the one that I would love. I don't think I'm going to open it now, although that would be crazy. I think I have to open it. It's an IPA. So you heard that. Tell me about this one, the IPA.
This is the Session
So that's the
Indian Pale Ale.
Yep. So that's our green can, and that one actually, that's my. I'm an IPA fan myself. This one is my go-to if I'm going to the beach or just the everyday drinker. It's a delicious beer. It kind of hits that style. So the Session IPA, it's lower alcohol, lower ABV. It's 4.9%. It's full of you crack the can and you just smell the tropical citrus aroma to it. Really refreshing on a hot day. But that's another one of our year-round beers that we're really proud of.
Tell me about the word session. What does that mean in the beer crafting industry?
So for session beers, they become pretty popular in the last couple of years. And it really denotes something that, it's something you could session with your friends. So, you're going to be able to have a couple of them, a few of them, and not feel the effects of, too high of an alcohol. So, typically they're under 5%. Ours is 4.9. It's usually in that range. But,
right.
Yeah, it's just something, sessionable.
No, IPAs can range up to 8, 9, 10%, can't they?
They can, yeah. So we do have traditional IPAs that, range 6.5%, 7%. And we love those too, but we really wanted to come out with one of these that was something that you could take to the beach and just drink a bunch of and feel good.
Right, because you certainly can't do that with a big IPA. A couple of those and your head is spinning.
It's so true.
Yeah, I think that's the fun thing about craft beers. I think there's a time and a place for every different type of beer. So if you're at home watching a game or, you can enjoy those at different times.
Yep, sure.
Really great stuff. I love, again, the simple, fresh branding. You got me hooked. I'm gonna buy this now. I just want you to know that I'm gonna buy this.
Well, thank you.
So you got a customer.
Yeah, it's
and a
really
half.
delicious. It's delicious stuff, and you get the cold cans, and you can put them in a cooler and
Absolutely.
get on the beach.
So our promise to you is this: we're gonna make it out there, Tom and I. We're gonna experience it the way it should be experienced in your brewery, and we're gonna continue to talk you up. We love it, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. And I'd love to, when you guys have some free time, I'd love to give you a full tour. And I extend that to any one of our, loyal Long Island, followers or anybody interested in the brand. We'd love to get people in there and show up. We were home brewing in my basement in Montauk, a mile from where the brewery is today, just a couple of years ago. So
fantastic.
To have the support from Long Island has been, a reason for our success.
We love it.
Fantastic.
Very proud. Very cool. Very
Thank you,
good.
Vaughan. Look forward to checking you guys out.
Thank you, guys. It was great talking to you.
You too. Take care.
Take care.
The talent in the beer making business it's limitless on Long Island. It's really great. Every single one of these segments we've had has been a unique story. But what I love about it, it's granular. It's always coming from the basement. All these guys come from the basement.
Well,
It's great.
I think it's a natural progression because you've got to realize you've got to start getting your feet wet with this stuff. You don't just come out with a world-class beer your first time. Beer is hard to make.
Yeah.
So you got to practice.
Yeah.
You're not going to
I
open
did
this-
it once. I just want to tell you.
I made the worst beer ever.
I made the worst beer ever. I
So
couldn't drink my own
it's-
beer. That's how bad it was.
It's not easy to do. What these guys do, turning out a product. The other interesting part of this is that, let's just say hypothetically that you turn out this bottle, okay, or the can.
Oh, the can, right?
Now you've got to be able to deliver this now consistently in bulk. There's a lot of ingredients you got to account for, and you got to make sure you can get them.
Consistently.
This has got to be consistent now. That's a big responsibility
It is.
for a maker of this.
Yep. That's why some of them sub-brand. They go under the guys that are already doing it, and they rebrand it. What I love about this business, besides the fact that I'm a beer drinker, is the branding, that you can really get creative, and you never know what's going to work. And I'm sure there's probably market share going like this, Things are hot, things are not. I don't think it's a trajectory up.
Right.
We'll see, though.
You know what? I want to stay with this for a minute. What is in Farmingdale? Is it Black House Brew?
Don't
Or
know.
Forest. It's something. Black Forest Brewery.
You know anything about that, Will?
I'm thinking it's something around that name. Yeah. know
Well,
you're
I
talking about.
wanted to just touch on this because the guy there, and this is going back about 6 years, he was making a fantastic Pilsner style. And got to talking to him about the Pilsner,
Black Forest Brew House.
Black Forest Brew House. I was dancing all around the name, right?
Yeah.
Without actually knowing it.
And
But-
then Google helped us.
then go. So what happened was, as it turns out, he went to school in Germany to become a full, what they would call a brewmeister, right? He got certificates to be able to learn how to do it. He started making the Pilsner, was there about 6 years ago, was their brewmeister,
Yep.
and was explaining that he was in a severe depression because he didn't know if he could get some of the ingredients to continue making the Pilsner. He said, I'm really getting stretched out here. I need product
That's
to
amazing.
continue. He says, I'm looking for it, but people... So
And
what
he wouldn't
happens-
settle for anything that was a knockoff of.
No, but the interesting part is that bigger names are able to access because of the amount that they buy.
Oh, I'm sure they
They're
corner
able
it,
to
actually.
access a lot more than you are. So the little guys really have to claw their way around. There's a lot to it.
Well, that's
We
why
look
the
at
guys
this, but
started
the
growing
hop-
local hops.
Right. Behind the scenes, there's a lot to this craft.
I know.
Which we'll talk to the experts.
Yeah.
I'm certainly
I don't know.
learning
Yep.
like you are.
Well, I'm
in
just a
parallel
consumer.
Stream. That's right. Which is a great place to be.
Well, they need me. They need me. I'm consuming and talking about it. I'm more than happy to promote on this show. We love it.